a TD, a tutty, taking it to the house. Whatever you call a touchdown, they matter more at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Ready to place your first NFL bet? Try betting on something simple, like a player to score a touchdown. You have game lines, passing props, and rushing props. You can bet on the first quarter or first half if you feel like your team starts slow or charges out of the gate. I know how my team starts. Ready to do a touchdown dance of your own? Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Download DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code THPN. That's code THPN for new customers to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in New Hampshire, Oregon, and Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball. NFL Plus Premium offer available only to new and former NFL Plus subscribers. Additional NFL Plus Premium terms at nfl.com/terms.
Split the defense.
Welcome to Split the Defense, Leafs post-game presented by LaForest Electrical Contractors, serving Kingston and the surrounding area since 2004. I'm Webby with CP and producer Ted in the booth. Game 3, Leafs home opener. 9th consecutive year in a row winning their home opener. They continue to do the same things. So that really doesn't mean anything for us, does it?
I mean, it's great, though. It's awesome.
It's great, but it doesn't mean anything. Thumbs up this episode, subscribe to our YouTube, leave us a comment, and now more than ever, please, please, please download the show in podcast form for us. Just go listen to it. You don't actually have to download it. Just go on, one of the podcasting websites. Have a listen there. Leave 5 stars for the boys there while you're at it. Final score tonight, Leafs 4, Penguins 2. Leafs heavily outshot the Pens 2. It was a 33-23, probably 34, I think, to 23 after that empty net goal there. Nylander Potts 2, Nye scores, Marner scores. Who do you have as a first start tonight, CP?
I kind of debated on it. I think I'm giving it to Willie. Willie just, I don't know what it is about when he's not playing with John Tavares, but he just plays different. I don't know, he just hates playing with Tavares so much. He just, puts it into first gear and just leaves it there. But yeah, I noticed right from the get-go that he had an extra step. And I mean, he played with 5 different line mates tonight. So really didn't matter who was out there, but really close second was Marner though. Cause I felt like he also had his game tonight, was controlling play. Might be because he was playing with playing against his buddy Crosby, who he spent all summer playing with. But both, it was good to see the stars show up tonight though. First 2 games, it was the bottom 6 carrying us. So to see that even Matthews, I can't believe he didn't get one tonight. I actually had a bet on him to get a point because I just couldn't imagine him not get a point in 3 games. So
yeah, we're going to talk about that. Is that where you want to start? Why don't we start there? Yeah, Austin Matthews is now 3 games in, no goals, no assists, no points, the plus minus of 0. And I don't know whether that is him being better in other areas, him maybe not flourishing from this new system, but Austin Matthews could be on a milk carton right now. Where did he go? And most players, you don't worry about this stuff, but this guy, that's not normal for him.
I think that's
right
why.
Off the start.
I think that's why I'm just not worried about it, though. It's just because this is Austin Matthews. I know it's kind of like a weird excuse, but he's gone through droughts before where in the middle of the season he goes, a week without getting a point. So, I think tonight it felt a little bit better. The first 2 nights I felt like he didn't have a step, and maybe it was because just the weird amount of preseason games he got into, but at least tonight I felt like he was winning most of his minutes. He had a lot of opportunities. Like he could have had at least like 2 tonight, maybe even 3 if things were going his way, because he must have, like, didn't look at it at all, but I'm assuming he had like 5 or 6 shots. I'm not too worried about him, but you do really want him to get one, especially at a home opener. I thought this would be a night that he would really show up. So unfortunately not, but like on the plus side,
he had 8
though,
shots on goal. I'm sorry.
Wow.
He had 8 shots on goal tonight. So,
there you go.
Yeah, he was trying.
Yeah, oh yeah, there's no question. I think a lot of that part was Marner was really feeling it. Like he sauced one up to Matthews up the middle, and like beautiful pass. And Matthews tried to tuck it 5-hole. Just that's a tough, like, that's probably the highest probability like shot that you could make. It's the easiest one to go for. So goalie read it well. But yeah, even like on his favorite spot, he had a nice one-timer opportunity. In close, he had a couple chances. So like, yeah, it wasn't that the chances weren't there. So
I guess it's the 2 hat tricks off the start of last season that has all of us wondering what's happened. I mean, the Stars, obviously, it's only 3 games. We always overreact, but he's not his dominant goal scoring self out there, and I wonder how much of that goes into the play style, which is kind of what I want to touch on quickly here before we get back into the game. What are your thoughts on the play style change after 3 games? Is it noticeable to you?
Oh, it's definitely noticeable. Like there's the one benefit is it's way more direct to the net. The one negative is there's a lot less zone time. And so like, I don't know, like I guess when it comes down to it, you want to get chances. And like if you're controlling play, like all you're trying to do is get a chance on net. So, if you can create them faster, then, I guess like I'm not sold on it like 100%, but I can't see how it's not a good play style. As far as like how
I do
they
like
play,
it. I like the fast break chances. I do like the north south. Like skate it. There's never, as soon as they're attacking on your net, there's never a recollect. It's always just get it out and go.
Kelly style.
I really enjoy. Yeah,
Kelly
I enjoy
style.
watching that hockey. It's good, and you know what? It's probably going to be more effective in the playoffs because there is no time, and that is how shit goes in the playoffs. You dig, you grind, and then you get a fast break, and you have to make it happen. You don't get to mess around with the puck in the offensive zone all night. So, I think it's probably going to end up being a good thing, and I do enjoy watching it.
Right, yeah. And in particular, what you're talking about is that like the winger's responsibility in the D zone is a little bit higher, and they're encouraged to release. And so like this might be one of the reasons why Willie got pulled off of center so quickly, because Berube's looking at the lineup and is like, who's the best at doing that? And it's William Nylander. So, maybe you want to get him on the wing so it plays better in his play style. So, yeah, I think it's something that I think like as fans we're getting used to, and I think the team is also getting used to. Like Austin Matthews maybe is as well. He's a little bit more with getting control in the zone and getting set up with a really nice opportunity. So, I don't know. I guess like I can't see him not adjusting though. Like this is Austin Matthews. Like he scored 69 goals last night. Not last night, but last season.
Last night, yeah.
Yeah.
Just last night.
Just last night.
In Chell. Anyways, yeah, William Nylander. I noticed him tonight for the first time in these last couple of games because I have been watching. He really started cheating for offense, and I wonder if that's exactly like you said, that Berube may have even said to him, Willie, go and be you. Like, I want you to stick to this, but still be you, because he was kind of staying behind the play and not really devoting himself to the back check, but it led for a few opportunities, and what a beauty pass from Domi on Willie's goal tonight. Oh, yeah. That was a slick setup. Like in real time, it looked in slow motion. It was like, oh, it's so obvious that he's going to pass. In real time, that was such a nice play. I thought Domi might shoot.
Yeah. Well, although, it's kind of funny because like, if you know Domi, he really loves to pass, but he was so close in that the goalie has to give him respect. So really nice play. Like right on the tape. Really nice. I feel like even it wasn't just Willie. Like I felt like Domi and Willie were clicking a bit better. And like it feels like if you just put Tavares in there at the center, that the line should be even better, But for some reason, I just don't feel like that's how it's going to work. But I don't know. I'm assuming that Tavares is just going to get slotted back in there, and you hope that Domi and Willie can kind of keep what's going tonight, and just it gets even better with Tavares in there. And actually, the one thing about Willie tonight too, you said like he was cheating for offense, but even in the last like play where he gets the open net, like he collects that puck right in front of the net, skates it out, goes on. So like when the time is right, it looks like he knows that you have to be more defensive and protect your net.
Oh, certainly. And I think that the last couple of games I've been watching for it because that's Willie's thing, right? It's not really, he's kind of hanging out of the zone, ready to burst at any moment for an outlet pass there. That's his game,
For sure.
Whether it gets called on for not being there when the goals are scored and shit breaks down, you got other guys on the ice, but that's Willie's game. And I wondered if it was an actual message from the coach talking to William Nylander saying that you need to go back and do this, that you need to be that guy still, because the last few games I did notice Willie really hard defensively in the zone. I noticed him coming back a lot further than he normally would and kind of being just a step or two out of where he wanted to be. So, it was nice to see. Got 2 goals tonight, empty net 1. Next thing on the list here, Nyes just loves scoring against the Penguins. So he scored 3 times against them last year. I think he only played 3 games against them last year. So in every game against them last year, and then scored again tonight. Why is that? What do you think it is about the Pittsburgh Penguins?
I mean, I'm not sure what it is about Pittsburgh. I feel like in the last 2 games prior to that, he had a lot of opportunities. He always looks better there. Yeah, maybe, I don't know, but I think that he had his opportunities and he just ended up potting one tonight. So I'm not so sure he looks better against them.
Run with the narrative, CP.
Yeah,
Sports
I go with
radio.
what I actually see and what my brain says, but you can bring up the narrative, no question. But yeah, I don't know. He looked good though. I really liked Nyes tonight. They put him on the power play, and I felt like it's because they needed someone to go in there a little bit faster and dig out pucks. And Pacioretty's not quite that guy like Nyes is. So yeah, I felt like he's gained the he always had the respect of the coach, but you can see that he is the next go-to guy when someone's down like Tavares. He's willing to put him in there in those opportunities like the power play. So yeah, I really. Do
you have any questions about the Maple Leafs power play? I know it's only 3 games again, but do you have questions going forward about whether this is going to work or not? Am I just overreacting, thinking there's doubts there?
I mean, it sucks that it's not really going well. I felt like tonight it was better, and probably part of it is because it was a little bit of a mix-up just because Tavares isn't there. So I think the 2 units thing is something to go with. And actually, the one power play that I thought looked the best, Matthews stayed out there the entire time. And I think that, situationally, I think that maybe that's okay too. If Matthews really needs to stay out there if nothing's working, I just, going back though to the same old thing, I don't know. That's not the answer. I would like to see 2 units especially if at the first 2 games, it was as soon as a minute hit, you had to change. And so it was 2 very even times of the power play 1 and power play 2. So and if that's going to be the case, I think 2 units is a better way to go. But I don't know.
I agree. Maybe some sort of mix up, more power balance. Okay, so Austin Matthews had 8 shots on goal tonight, and the next highest person had 5 shots on goal tonight. Who was that person?
Oh God, I mean, was it Willie? I mean,
no.
No.
One more guess.
Oh man, who shot a lot? Oh, OEL.
It was OEL.
Yeah.
Yeah. OEL. Nice. Yeah, that guy's pumping pucks to the net. I don't hate his game. I know there might be danger to be seen somewhere along the line here when we play a bigger, badder, tougher team, but I don't know. I kind of like OEL back there.
I mean, yeah, and they put him on the first power play for the last power play that they got. So yeah, I mean, I don't hate him either. He's a good player. When they signed the contract, I was a little bit concerned. There's the storyline about OEL has just been so up and down throughout his career. But yeah, him being here in the flesh, he can make plays. There's going to be a screw up here and there, but yeah, I think I like him, especially kind of where they have him slotted with McCabe, where hopefully McCabe can just, stay back and protect the net type of a player, and it gives OEL a little bit more of
I'm not
freedom.
after watching him in the last 3 games, like if maybe he's just not there yet. It hasn't clicked for him yet that he's got OEL to do that. But maybe that's just not McCabe's game. He likes to get down there. The guy likes to go for a tour every now and again. Like
He was a little quieter tonight, though. I felt like the first 2 nights, I would definitely agree that he toured a lot. Not as many tonight, unless I just didn't miss them. But
there's a couple times, anyways. I mean, I didn't pay that much attention. It wasn't aggressive, but there's a couple times tonight too that I can think of.
Sure.
Where he took the puck into the zone and stayed too long. One of those times he created a chance. He won a puck battle down low. But why is Jake McCabe behind the other guy's net winning a puck battle? I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, I also think Riley sticks around in the zone a little bit too much too. Like sometimes all defensemen kind of once they get down there and they see that a forward has covered for them, they stick around a little too long. When really you should just get out of there after you've made your initial play. Don't stick around for a second one. Rotate out because. Yeah, I see Riley as who I mostly get mad at. And, I know that he's the best offensive player, but, he's also, someone you just never want a forward to have to get stuck on defense, and that's even if a forward's covering. So, yeah.
Yeah, even if it's Mitch Marner, you don't want that, yeah. And you don't want a guy who, it's not like Jake McCabe's gifted. He's got good wheels, he can skate, and he's strong, so he's, good on the floor, but, there's no reason he should be down there. He shouldn't be the one creating plays. No. If he's going to take it in, he should be dumping it and turning around and going back. So simple as that. All right, why don't we hear from?
Simple for sure.
Definitely would be best if he could keep it simple.
Yeah.
That's my whole point there.
Yeah.
All right, before we get into the next segment here, why don't we hear from our sponsors at Game Time? What time is it? Game time. Hockey is back. Whether it's crashes in the corners or stick taps on the boards, the sound of hockey gets me excited to get out to a game. And when I buy my tickets, I use Game Time. Game Time has tickets to all events, not just sports. And when searching for tickets, I look through the super deals or even the amazing deals icons, and I know I'm getting the best deals possible. Plus, check out Game Time's new feature called Game Time Picks. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Curated deals make it easier to find the best price on great seats. The best feature, though, is Seat View. I love this feature. You can get a panoramic view from your seat before you even buy. The best part? No surprise fees at checkout thanks to their all-in pricing feature. Lowest price guarantee, or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. They offer event cancellation protection and even job loss protection. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code THPN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create account, redeem code THPN for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. So what are your thoughts here on the fourth line back tonight? This is from Justin Miller. With Ryan Reeves back, he says he didn't feel like they had the same impact on the game as Thursday.
Yeah, I agree. I felt like the bottom six in general didn't have as big of an impact. Ryan Reeves, I think I noticed him twice where he made a decent play. I think it's the experiment with him. I think I guarantee he's not going to be in the playoff lineup. He probably will be here and there just because of maybe Berube's history as a tough guy and probably likes Ryan Reeves. But I think that he just came in because Tavares was hurt. I think that if Tavares isn't injured, I'm not sure that we see Ryan Reeves. So I'm not sure it was that the coach is going back to it just because he liked it better. I think it's because his hand was forced a little bit. So I'm hoping that when we get Bobby McMahon back on the fourth line, because it was much better last game. There's no question.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I wanted to lead into. What did you think of Bobby McMahon? I mean, he played 15 minutes the other night as a fourth liner. So, it's not like he wasn't playing up in the lineup, getting extra shifts. But do you think that on his showing tonight that he deserved an extended look up in the top six like he had last year?
I mean, like the lines tonight like kind of confused me a little bit when they like threw Holmberg and McMahon with Willie. It was like, I mean, that's a third line, and then you look at the third line, and it's a third line. So yeah, I thought it was good that they mixed it up going into the second and third. Like Robertson got a look with Domi and Willie, and like I just think that like Bobby McMahon is way better suited in the bottom six. I think he's kind of a guy that you can throw up there, but not when you're really like he's a good third guy on the line, but when you're lacking the depth already with Tavares out, it just doesn't feel and like isn't as impactful. So I think like he's like I said, he's best suited in the bottom six. So I think that I like his game though. Like he even played like a little bit tougher tonight, like threw a few more hits. So I think that, yeah, I just think that he had a little bit of a slow start to the season, and hopefully he can just like kind of be a more impactful bottom six guy. Yeah.
And what about Holmberg? Holmberg made a mistake tonight on the Letang goal, kind of lost his balance,
God,
lost
yeah.
his guy. Is Holmberg meant to be a penalty killer? That's a great question. How much extra time do you think that guy should get, and what do you think of his impact on the team so far?
I think he has to be a penalty killer. Like that's his career in the NHL if he wants to have one. So I think he has all the skills to do it, and obviously the coaching staff does too. They're putting him out there instead of Camp now. So yeah, like that's just a really tough situation. He like does a mini pirouette basically that just takes him out of position from he catches his edge. So like I've seen that happen to Marner. Like I've seen that happen to Camp. It's not like it's only Holmberg that's ever going to happen to. It's just very unfortunate that it's Letang who just has a deadly shot, walks in and takes one. Like you might not notice that, if nothing happens, right? So I think though that is his like where he should be in the lineup. Like otherwise he shouldn't be here. It's like that's his job, I think.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. I always saw Holmberg, and we've always saw different sides of this, but I've always seen Holmberg as a little bit more of an offensive player than a defensive stalwart. He's not exactly. He's soundish, but I think he's got that. I think he's more of a third with like stars guy. I think if Holmberg has a big season, that's going to be the role that he has. He's going to play with a couple of scorers, and he's going to be the guy that goes and digs pucks out, right? Like, I think he's kind of got a little bit more offensive game. I just don't know about I don't know. I see him play penalty kill. I see him in his own zone, and he kind of seems, maybe it's just comfortability. He kind of seems like hesitant. I want to say nervous, but it's not like he's like scared. It's just like he's not as confident in his moves back there. But when he's on the offensive side of things, he will barrel over top of somebody and do a front flip and put himself in any contorted position at an instant without even thinking about it. Where in the defensive end, he's quite hesitant. So, I wonder that about Holmberg. But you're right. On this team, he has to be a penalty killer. Because there's really no other place for him. Dyslexic left us a comment here. Riley has 14 career power play goals. He's not even very good offensively. Haha. Hopefully there's some tongue in cheek there. Nice to see him pulled off of power play 1. Now, Riley had some really good offensive years, and he still puts up the points. I'm sure a lot of that comes from the power play and passing to guys who put the puck in the net. But you're not wrong, Diz. I like seeing him pulled off there too. I like OEL. We're raving over OEL over here. So I think it'd be great to see somebody who has the option of maybe firing it in the net every now and again, because it's not going to happen with Riley. If he fires it, it's going right into somebody's shin pads.
Yeah, I mean, he just doesn't have a good shot. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He also, I've never really seen him make a fake at all on the power play. Like, you watch Lane Hudson and when they're doing the highlights for Montreal, like, this guy's first year in the league, and like he fakes 4 or 5 times before he makes a play, and like it's always so obvious what Riley is about to do. My favorite years of Riley were when Mike Babcock were here, because he was actually forced to play defense. And it was like, no, you're a defensive player first, and after that, like, maybe you can get some offense. But I don't know. Yeah, I think always been a little bit overrated as an offensive defenseman. Like he'd be way better for our team if he would like chip in defensively and make that more of a priority. It makes me like a little bit mad when like as soon as he has an opportunity to jump up in the play, he like goes full out, and he'll be the first forechecker if he can get to the spot. So it makes me a little bit mad, but I think that Riley on the second power play, if you split it up, like that's like he's the first guy that gets bumped out, you know, like I'm not sure who follows with him, maybe Tavares, but
that's
I think,
perfect.
Right. And so like I think that'd be great. And maybe we saw half of that.
Although it didn't
tonight.
really look, and it happened once tonight, and it didn't really look, all that great.
And Oyel made a mistake too. So it was,
So maybe we're wishing for something else. I don't know. They got to figure something out, though. The last thing I think I've got here, Simon Benoit. We love Simon Benoit. But he's got 4 penalties in the last 3 games. Guy's having a rough go. Why is he taking these penalties now? Why? It's not taking. Why is he getting these penalties now? Has his game changed? Because I don't think it has. I think he's doing this exact same shit last season. Why is it being called now? Is this just early season fodder? Like, they always got to set a standard in the early season. By 20 games in, there are no rules anymore, and it's Mad Max.
When his very first game as a Leaf, he got 3 penalties. So like this isn't something that he's new to. I don't know what it is about like if he like it's hard to say because like everyone takes penalties. He gets called for everything. It feels like.
Oh God. Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I think he just has to dial it back a little bit. Like as soon as you get something in on the hands, like it's automatic. I'm kind of blanking on what his penalty was tonight, the first one, but
high sticking, I think.
Was it? Yeah. So like, I mean, that's just something like be a little bit more careful, like be mindful of your stick. So yeah, it is. It's just, that's a tough one. It's part of his game. He hasn't been as impactful, I felt like this season as he was last season, especially at the end of last season. Like he's been getting beat a little bit more often than I'd like along the boards, where that was like his bread and butter, was just like cutting a guy off, making a hit, and he's just like a step behind now. So yeah, I like as a like Justin Miller is not a Benoit fan, he says, like I am, and I'm still kind of a little bit like on the fence on his game this season. So yeah, want a little bit more for sure. He's also like, he plays with Timmins too, so like you got to step it up, bud. Like that guy's not good in his own zone. It'd be different if he was playing with Hakanpää, and it's like, well, I don't know, like Benoit might be the offensive guy on this line, but no, man, like you got to be the guy that's responsible,
So do you think we see Timothy Liljegren drawing anytime here? Because we haven't seen the defense move at all, and they were supposed to be getting everybody involved. And Timothy Liljegren, he still exists, right?
Yeah, he's alive. Like we're now hearing all about the trade talks that are going on with Liljegren. Clearly they're trying to move him, but I'm not sure they're just wanting to give him up for nothing. So yeah, like they might have to put him into a game just to get people interested in trading for him. But I think his days here are numbered. I'm not sure if it's like Craig Berube has said that, like told Brad Treliving that it's like he's not my kind of defenseman, especially for $3 million. But it just seems like he doesn't really have a chance, Like I would have thought we would at least see him like for one game in the first 3. So, I think that if we see him, it's probably for like a showcase for a trade. Which I mean, I've never been a crazy Liljegren guy, so
no, me neither.
Not so upset.
I like Sandin more.
I didn't
it's
like.
Funny we tie those two together. They'll forever be tied.
I know. Yeah, tied at the hip. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But so I wonder. Okay, all this Benoit talk, like he's taking these penalties. He's not really looking himself. Timmins definitely seems interchangeable. He doesn't scream, Jake McCabe or not Jake Gardner glaring mistakes at me or anything as an offensive defenseman, but he certainly just
doesn't have an
isn't
identity.
Doing it. Yeah, and you have Myers, right? He shoots right. Is that right, or does he shoot left?
No, he
shoots right.
Yeah.
And then we also have Hakanpää, who shoots right.
Yep.
And then we also have Timothy Liljegren, who shoots right.
Yep.
So who is the next on the depth chart for taking out Simon Benoit?
Well, I
Because
think
I like the top four right now. This is the first time I think in the Austin Matthews tenure where I'm like, yeah, I'm happy with our top four right now. I really like it. But
Yeah.
like, what do we do about the bottom pairing?
I mean, like, there would be two options in my mind, and it's that Liljegren plays on his offhand. Don't like that. Or McCabe
that.
has to play on the left side. Because, like, we do have a left shot playing on the right. So I think, like, those are the only two options, and I don't like either of them. So, yeah, I don't know. I think, yeah, it's kind of a weird thing. When did we get so flush with right shot defensemen? It was the thing we've lacked
That was
forever.
the whole point.
Yeah.
And now we've got way too many of them, way too
Yeah.
many serviceable, and not enough left-handed defensemen. Like, what is the next guy on the depth chart for left-handed defensemen? Is it like Marshall Rafai?
Yeah, it must be. Yeah, like was kind of the last guy from camp that left. Matthews seems to be his next favorite player, and like I think that I liked what I saw from Rafai. He doesn't like stand out on the page, but he seems like a guy that just like is a decent defenseman. He's just gonna.
He scored a goal, I think, last night. Last night.
Did he? Yeah.
Yeah, in the AHL. So
Yeah, of course.
good for Marshall Rafai.
Yeah,
Saw a nice highlight. Picked up the puck, went and sniped it. So he's doing his thing. I don't know. I guess what everybody says is like he's getting better year in and year out, and he's kind of ready for a shot here now. But like he's not around, right? And we have cap situations. So you're right. Probably anything before any of these guys can start being interchanged on a regular basis. I think you got to get rid of Callie, not even because he's buried, but once he gets back, he's going to have to go too. And Timothy Liljegren, you're going to have to free that space up so you can call guys up through the season and move guys around. And then at the end, not at the end, but a trade deadline here, have cap to spend. So
the one thing though
I honestly think that that's the plan from the front office right now is to free up a couple of those bigger contracts. I think David Kampf was questionable. I think he won his job back playing with Lorentz and McMahon the other night, and Lorentz and Reeves, because they looked really good together even with it when it was Reeves, right? Mm-hmm. But I think that Yarncroke is definitely going to be expendable, and Liljegren has to be at this point.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, it's just a dollar and cents thing, like you look at what what dollars in, dollars out with this world is really important. And by cap time, like if you have $1 million in cap space, that's like I think $3 or $4 million by the time the actual deadline comes around. And I think it's pretty obvious that this team needs a third line center would be like really ideal. And so if you ended up that you get rid of Kampf, you're lacking in center depth, and you potentially, will get it back at trade deadline
Holmberg
time.
down there though. But
Exactly.
I don't think he's the expendable one right now. I think it's the 2.1 from Yarncroke and the $3 million from Liljegren.
I think
which gives you
first is
5
the
to play
Liljegren.
with there.
We've heard no trade talks about Kampf or Yarncroke through the media, or in the insiders, and so
there was there was whispers.
Yeah, like
whispers
I
in the
think that's
background
more
about
them
Yarncroke.
just kind of reading the tea leaves like we are. Where there's like real factual, they've been talking trades about Liljegren. So I think that even that just $3 million like is huge coming off the cap. I think that's like for now all you have to do, and then maybe make a decision based on who's coming back, and does Yarncroke even make sense coming back?
Because then you can fit 2.1. Yeah, you can fit his 2.1 plus another $900K. Right there, right? So another $900,000 salary to play up and down. So yeah, no, that's fair. It's just got to be Timothy Liljegren. So it's just we think a matter of when, not if, at this point.
Oh yeah.
Do you have anything else you want to babble on about this game? Because we're at a little overtime here.
No, I mean Stoller's had a good game. It's very nice having him there. There was no point tonight where I felt uncomfortable in the net. Obviously, he gave 2 up. But I mean, he did the job and did it pretty well. So I just love his presence. He seems like I'm really hesitant about him just because of he's never done it. But he's a 2nd round draft pick. He's huge. I just you never really know when you got a goalie. Goalies are voodoo, so you can just get one sometimes, and he feels so comfortable.
I keep waiting for that moment where I go, oh, I don't trust him. But
Yeah.
a couple of starts in, I'm pretty comfortable with the guy. I like him.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think that he's going to be battling for the number 1 job before the end of the season. Joseph Woll will come back. He will be in the picture. But again, I think Stolarz is going to be proving that he's going to be better than 27 games this year. I think he plays more like 40.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, getting 40 out of him would be perfect because just based on the situation we're in, I don't really want to get 30 from Hildeby. So and I'm not sure how many we're getting from Wool. So
yeah, I know, right? If you could get 30, 40 games from Wool, hopefully we can get that from him, and then a couple from Hildeby like we have. I'd be great with that. Justin Miller just brings up a great point. Him wearing number 41 makes him think he's Mike Smith playing the puck back there. Yeah, that makes me nervous, man. Yeah. It definitely makes me nervous. There's one time tonight I swore he was going to play the puck into the zone that you're not allowed, out of the trapezoid. And he just makes it happen. I was wow. It was real close.
Man, that just brings up some really cool highlights in my head of Mike Smith just bolting from his net to make plays, like catching it right before it gets to that no play zone. Mike Smith, unreal. Local guy to our area too.
Yeah, Verona, Ontario native. Yeah, 10 minutes from my house. Yeah, awesome, Mike Smith. That's where we will end the show. Why don't we wrap it up here? Thanks for joining us on Split the Defense, Leafs post game. Presented by LaForest Electrical Contractors, serving the Kingston and surrounding area since 2004. We appreciate your comments. Please hit that like button on your way out the door. Subscribe on YouTube. Tell your friends. Download the podcast. Rate it 5 stars. And until next time, peace. Kings on Wednesday.
Follow the boys on Twitter at STDPWebby, at Craig D. Pearce, and at Ted_is_shook.